Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Beyond the School Run video vlog. Today we are talking about chapter 2 of my book, A New Way for Mothers, and this chapter is called Making the Connection. And this chapter really comes from the subject of the isolation that parents can really feel in the early stages of parenting. And this is something I really explored in the early days, and I hope that there's some tips and suggestions and wise words from the people that I interviewed in this particular chapter. And the starting point of this chapter is I really looked at the connecting with yourself and the importance of connecting with yourself every day, and discovering ways in which you can do that. And it doesn't need to take very long, but it is really, really important in ensuring that you make authentic connections throughout the day, which means one connection with one person could be much more fulfilling than it could be than meeting hundreds of people throughout the day. So this chapter shares thoughts and suggestions on how you can best make that connection with yourself and to make that a daily practice. And as I say, it may not even require more than 10 minutes to do that. And it can be as simple as some exercise or some meditation, and everyone can be slightly different, but to explore that and then to maintain it. Secondly, the chapter really looks at making connections wherever you might be on a regular basis. So whether that's potentially at the school gates on a regular basis or maybe your nursery, wherever you are regularly, is to really see that as a really great opportunity to connect with others beyond the children as well. So I certainly found some really great knowledge and skills that helped me develop Beyond the School Run in the early days by just discussing what I was doing with people at my school gates. And I also read an article for The Guardian about this, that I found when I started off at the school gates, a lot of people weren't asking me what I did from a work point of view beyond the children. So take a moment to possibly explore this and ask people what they do, and you'll be amazed what maybe comes back, or what you can possibly work on together, or share skill sets. Thirdly is when you are ready, and depending on where you are, maybe you're emerging straight out of the early stages of parenting, is connecting with the working world. And there are some really key kind of simple steps that you can take initially, and these are really quite powerful. So for example, just updating or setting up your profile on LinkedIn, connecting with an old colleague or connecting with a new person, having a meeting with them. Each of those steps will be really valuable, even if they seem like very small steps. Each one can really kind of move you forward. And also exploring your journey and connection with social media. So even if you've had a period out of the workplace and you haven't necessarily connected with it, it's such an amazing, amazing tool. And whichever platform you possibly choose to use is to start to possibly connecting with it for your work, for sharing your views or your what you're working on, can be really beneficial, and certainly ask others to help you with this if necessary. And finally, connecting with your skills, which is a huge part of this book, is connecting with your natural skills. And finding when you can is to, and it can take a little bit each day, and it can certainly be by looking at things, getting online training, whatever it might be. It doesn't need to be very much, but every little step can make a difference. So exploring what your skill sets are and testing those out, and taking the opportunity to just see how it feels when you possibly do something new, or you volunteer, or whatever it might be, to experience those skills. And if they light you up, then you know that you're going in the right direction. So there's a lot more in this chapter, Making the Connection, in my book, A New Way for Mothers. I hope it serves you well, and I look forward to sharing chapter 3 with you next week, and further chapters throughout the coming months. Thank you very much.